So hi guys. So you probably read on my community thing that I found out that a friend of mine had sort of passed away, and I just sort of wanted to fill you in really. I sort of wrote it down what I want to say, and yeah. So here it is. So anyway, he was called Daniel McBride, called sort of Bozzy, and he was involved in a fatal car accident on Monday, the 12th of April. And I can't stress to you guys how good this guy was, how funny he was, how genuine he was. And anyone who was sort of lucky enough to have met him, friends and stuff, he would have made an impact. It was a good guy, and really my thoughts and that go out to his family and stuff, and really, really does. And it would only say that I found out, last night, obviously. And even though I was told it, and my eyes sort of filled up, and I said to this person who told me, you've got the wrong person, you've got the wrong Daniel sort of thing. And I pulled him up on my phone. I said, this is it, this is not him, is it, who you're talking about? And he said, yeah. And I was just so shocked and so confused. And I thought, why haven't I heard anything from him for a while, Because, I mean, even though we sort of, we'd go sort of quite a while, that we'd not sort of spoke. I'd started sort of having a lot more contact with him when he'd come out of prison. I mean, that's why, we would sort of stop. And me, like everybody else, Facebook's kind of the first thing you start with everything. So I sort of went on there, sort of confirmed what I already knew. And yeah, looking back, staring right back at me was all these, heart-filled messages, sort of, sadly missed and everything. And I found like loads of articles there. I mean, I don't know how I missed it because I live on the internet, finding things, news things to speak about on my channel. And I was like, wow, I just can't believe it. But basically, this is what happened. He was driving his black Mercedes, and the police car came in the opposite direction, and allegedly he was speeding. I can't say he wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't there. So allegedly he was speeding. I mean, we all do. We all do now, especially if we've got a nice car. We whack the foot down, don't we, when we can? And so the police sort of turned round to pursue him, and apparently. The pursuit lasted about 13 seconds, and he hit two parked cars at about 11 o'clock on Retford Road in Sheffield. Apparently the IOPC, which I didn't know who these were, are investigating the crash. And for those of you who like me, didn't know what they were, it's called an Independent Office of Police Conduct, and they sort of... they oversee the police complaints and the system in England and Wales, and they investigate the most serious matters. So they are conducting their investigation. So the serious matters, like obviously a death following contact with the police. So this falls into that category. Now, as of last night, I couldn't see sort of any updates on it. So whether there's just obviously there's still sort of, I don't know how long one of these investigations last, but they're probably just in the start of it. So like I said, the way I totally confirmed this news was by Facebook and reading news articles that have been put on, like things like by Sheffield Police, groups like Sheffield Star and stuff like that. And I watched a video on there. And it was about the crash, and it showed you the state of the car he was in. He was basically killed. He died at the scene. I mean, this car, you couldn't even tell it was a Mercedes. You could see it was black. That's about it. I just pictured, the times that I've sort of, had crashes and luckily enough got away, and this was just wow. I watch things on TV, on documentaries and stuff, and I'll sit there and listen to those gruesomest things. But this moved me. This moved me. I clicked onto the video that I'm talking about. I clicked onto the comments, And I thought, oh, that, you know, even people who sort of don't know the victim or you know, or the perpetrators or things like that, as a whole, put nice comments on it, don't you know? This person sounds very nice, or you know, heart goes out to them, and they won't even know them. They'll be from the other side of the world almost. Now this is kind of just a couple of them of what I got, because I was quite shocked, because that's not what was staring back at me. Now someone called Jen Brook. His family must know he's a drug dealer and a jailbird. Well, I had to react to it, you know. I put, wow, are you for real? So you're telling me the only fucking comments, I'm swearing, guys, that you could think of to write was that what you thought? Wouldn't it be more considerate to write nothing at all? It doesn't matter what he was or he wasn't. He's still somebody's loved one, you know. Then we had another one from somebody called Andy, whoever he is. No tax or test or MOT according to the DVLA vehicle inquiry line. I put, don't tell me you fucking done a DVL, check on the fucking car. So he's looked at this car, and this car is a wreck. This car is like, you see it, and you don't even have to read the stories to know that somebody, whoever driving that, or in the passenger, have not got out of this car alive at all. You know, and he writes something like that. Then we have somebody called Philip Stagden. He put, won't do it again. You know, and it really confirmed to me what I already knew. There's people who really just want to write comments for the sake of it. And although because they can't think of anything nice to say, either they don't know them or they're just a fucking horrible person, they have to write something like that. You know, I mean, I didn't one put, right, wind it in basically. You know, this guy was my friend, so there was another one who knew Bozzy who'd watched this. His mum might see this, you know. Well, somebody put, well, that's not very good, mother, then, if they're going to go on Facebook. And I thought, oh my God, you're probably one of those people who actually put fucking pictures of your kids on holiday and moan about it when paedophiles are fucking on there. You know, it's so small-minded. You know, I think, you know, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it. What do you guys think, eh?